All right, we'll call this meeting of the Brown County Commission to order. Commissioner Gaston, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. First on the agenda, public hearing for budget supplement Phase 3 of the jail project. Funding authority for 2017 balance of the project.
Okay, a public hearing will be held by the Brown County Commission on the 7th of November at 8:45 a.m. to consider supplementing the 2017 fiscal year budget as follows. Brown County Maintenance Department, Phase 3 jail project, $444,066.37 to be funded by undesignated surplus cash and general fund. And this was the balance to complete the 2016 project.
And so we were just wondering, on the second page, is that a total then? Is it this, where you wrote? Is it this?
That was the total expended in 16. And this is the amount that was expended in 17. And it equals the 2.4. And you had a million from your capital outlay and $1.4 million from landfill.
Any questions?
And that completes that project.
It's done.
So what's
Anything else will come just out of Judy's.
What was the total for the whole thing?
2.4.
It's right on what you said?
Well, it's probably more, but that's all you designated for it, so anything else will come out of the regular budget.
Okay, any questions?
I'll move to approve.
Motion from Sutton,
Second.
second from Feldheim. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries. We've got a few minutes here before our second item, so do you want to do minutes from here?
Okay. Minutes, the joint and general from October 30th.
Moved by
Second.
Hanson, seconded by Fishback. Any questions or corrections? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries.
Claims.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, seconded by Sutton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries.
I need to check on the auditor's report account. I don't think it was in there. Anything new on the RFP for the clubhouse?
I haven't heard. I tried to get a hold of the fair manager to see if he's heard back from hockey and haven't heard back from him. So
Okay, so
we'll have to keep kicking it down the road.
kick it down, okay.
Kick the can down the road, there's no more road, huh?
Yeah. And then there's a set a hearing date for Hedges rezone. It's a joint city-county ordinance, and we meet jointly. It's used.
Is that in there?
The one that was in there was, that was
Wrong.
wrong one.
That was wrong. Okay. I just want to make sure that got communicated. Okay.
Yeah, it got changed, sorry.
Because that showed a different name. So. Okay.
Yeah, the one she handed us. That's what happens sometimes when you copy it.
That's exactly what we figured happened. I'll move it.
I'll second
Motion
it.
from Sutton, seconded from Hanson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries.
HR report, are you ready for that, or?
I didn't see that in here. Did you just
Yep.
put it in here?
It's just, there is that policy.
Oh, yeah, just the policy, okay. Was there any questions on that?
What do we do during absentee voting? What do you mean? Well, last year, we had over 3,000 in the last 2 weeks before the election. 3,000 voters? Mm-hmm. And we had them lined up down to the ramp at one point.
Where were you having them vote? Come back right back
Yeah,
there,
they
right?
have to. We
So I think
can't,
what you do the same thing. You get their ID and say, okay, come on back, bring them back, and,
and we have to open the door each time, and open the door each time they leave.
well,
Either that or set it up someplace in the hall. No, we can't do that. Well, then, that's the only for downstairs.
Well, if you've got a line...
Lock the door open.
I think you almost have to leave that door open. You can't go
We'd
back
have to have
the
one
door.
person standing there getting paid just to open and shut the door for them.
I think when the time comes, if there's, you know, a week or two prior to, and we know that it's going to be a big influx of people, we might have to tweak this a little bit. But that's
Okay.
what this is it's a work in progress. And I think there's things that aren't in here that we're going to have to address that haven't come up yet, but because it's so new. and that's one of them. We'll just have to have that discussion and figure
With
out.
anything new, there's gonna be tweaks that have to be made that we hadn't anticipated, so you're right.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns on it? Moved by Feldheim, second by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
outside?
Yeah.
They'd vote fast, it was cold.
Drive by.
Open the window there, you can hand out the information.
Drive through.
All right, that's going to bring us up to ordinance 110, amendment of Title 16, the second reading, possible adoption of the fair concessions. Did you guys all get a chance to read through that?
Mhm.
Okay, any questions or concerns on it? Second reading, possible adoption. I think it just kind of gives us a little more flexibility when we're
I'll move it.
advertising those, so. Moved by Sutton,
Second.
second from Fishback, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Back to your stuff, Matt.
Okay. Let me check on the, unless you, the sheriff's request for a vehicle?
Okay. Is that part of what he's
I
coming in
thought
on, or
it
is
was
that
coming
coming
in
in on
on
that?
that.
Coming in.
All right. So let me check on
Okay.
the auditor's report.
And just a heads up, all this, the Juvenile Justice Reinvestment Initiative, I see you guys all saw the letter. We got that $9,536.94. So kudos to the State's Attorney's Office and Carly for keeping after that. Gary, did you have anything you wanted to touch on while we wait?
Which time are we?
Where she's at here.
That'll be next week.
Okay, I just made note of that grant from the state for Carly that we got at the office, is all I had talked about.
You want that spread in the minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Just note it.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
Anything else in here?
No.
All right.
Just need a quick exec for contract. We'll do that, we got time to do it.
Quick one?
I'll
All right.
move it.
Motion for Sutton, second from Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll be in executive contract. Okay. There is no action as a result of executive session. That brings us to our 8:55. Mark Milbrandt and Tom Schmidt with the Sheriff's Office. They're going to talk to us about some equipment and personnel. Mark and Tom, you with us? Good morning, how are ya?
I fell asleep, I'm sorry.
Only 5 minutes late.
Mark and Tom show. It is.
All right, let's talk equipment and personnel.
Yeah, did you get the letter?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. It's just, we want to thank you for hiring us another deputy, which now gives us 24/7, where we got 2 guys out. Because at one time, sometimes we only have 1, and they're, troopers, and the nearest person to help would probably be the police department if we called them, because they'll come out and help us, but it's really good for us to have that, and now the other side of we have to look at is getting the equipment for them. We've got an idea, we have some money left over, and we're getting some grant money back from Homeland Security. The equipment we bought, we get reimbursed for it. And I think all the dollar amounts are in there. If you have any questions?
So currently, the deputies you have are all fully equipped. This is just
Yeah.
one more car for the
Yes.
one that you're hiring.
Yeah.
And how many patrol cars do we have that are equipped?
that are marked. Right now we have mine and 8.
8.
Mine is...
So
Well, I mean, there's
We have
stickers, they got the
9.
stickers and we...
Some do share?
No, at this point, every deputy has his own.
Okay.
You're talking about deputies, not...
Yep.
Yeah, for equipment part, we had some money in supplies that we don't have to use, we could use for that, but I wouldn't do that until into December, maybe like the 3rd week or 2nd week to look and see if we have enough, because I don't want to try not to go over budget, and if not, then the next year we'll have to do it 2018.
Yep, and I have to correct myself, we actually have 10. 9 of them are traditional white with the stickers on the side that are identifiable, and 1 is with Terry Evans, who is in a dark brown that we had initially used for paper service, but we added the needed equipment to make it a fully legal, serviceable patrol vehicle. So we have 10.
It you get with vacation and sick leave and people being gone, you know, we get kind of shorthanded, so we try to get them outfitted the best if we have to respond to emergency or whatever. So. But that's what we're looking at, and we want to take some direction from you guys on what you thought.
So basically, you could fully get another one, except for some of the equipment by the end of the year.
That's the way it looks.
And I think,
That sounds good.
yeah, because we've got, the car itself went up very, very little from last year. So we deduct a couple of the really extravagant things and keep it really a basic unit, which is very serviceable. It's about $30,000. So we can do that immediately. And then some of the other stuff is high ticket. When I say high ticket, $3,000-4,000 for me is like a lot of money I want to throw up. But you just need those pieces in there, you know. So I think we can do a lot of it this year.
No, I've got it right here.
So I think we can do a lot of it this year and not beat up next year's budget right out of the gate. So
And I'm not saying if something pops up like a big event, you know, then
the same Fords.
we're sticking with those Fords, so they're all uniform and same.
You know,
Is the vehicle that John, is that equipped with any kind of a equipment?
It's got lights on the inside, but it's not pursuit rated or anything. It's one I had. I don't get one, you know. I get one for myself every 5 years, and they aren't pursuit rated like the regular patrol cars are. It's just a Tahoe, basically.
So it doesn't have any equipment that you could use that would make this a little cheaper for you?
No, we need the visible light bars on top, so people can see you. You know, there's some in the windshield, but those are 360, which we'll have them there and have them in the back, but I think we just have, I don't even know if he works anymore.
Who?
The one that John has in the town. I think we took that out.
When the new Fords you buy, they got good engines in them, they got police engines?
By deleting the EcoBoost, it saves us over $2,000. So then it goes to just their standard V6.
So just to these-
Yeah, and I tell you what,
Can you catch anybody?
they scoot, you know. And I just, I don't want it to be a Ford commercial.
Put that in the air.
Yeah.
Not that fast.
And you have to see one that can outrun this, But they actually, for just getting around in bad, like snow and stuff, but the all-wheel drive actually surpasses my Tahoe. I mean, Tahoes are 2 wheels driving, these things are all 4. I mean,
The $50,000 radio system that Aberdeen PD didn't put in that this was originally intended for, is that 18 budget? Are you guessing, or have they talked at
We're
all
looking
about
at,
what that?
I talked with the chief, and I don't know when they're gonna do it. It's just something that we did at the time. We got Homeland Security money to do all the state radios, wasn't that what we did in 2007?
Homeland Security, we actually took over 3 years, because each of the state radios that's on the statewide system are about $3,200 a pop. And so over several years of Homeland Security money, we replaced our entire fleet. So we're set on that. And what this is, if you can kind of compare the old rabbit ears on your TV to cable, that's now where it's aspired to go to. And because we're partners in them, we would follow suit so that we're completely compatible.
That way we can talk to each
Yeah.
other.
So they've kind of held off now, so until we get some guidance from them, we probably wouldn't even look to put that in our budget until they commit to it.
And that was Homeland Security grant money?
For the state bridge,
As far as-
oh, no,
Oh, no, you're not?
Different things.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, this Homeland Security money bought the state radios over the last several years.
Okay.
Now this year, we ended up buying in-car camera systems for each of the patrol cars, and that was paid for by Homeland Security. So the county pays for that, and then the Homeland Security reimburses us dollar for dollar. So that's completely separate.
And are you guys looking at having any surplus vehicles in the next,
Yep.
Yeah,
which ones are we?
you got all the numbers.
We have 2 really good Crown, or Chevy Impalas. Now, these are, not, I know I might have burned you before, but you know, but these would come from our juvenile detention.
You sell used cars?
Yeah. But no, these are 2 really serviceable cars that would certainly be able to get you some off the back end that may have been problem-wise. And then we'll take the SUVs that are coming off of the front line and use those for jail and JDC.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
Any other questions?
Just with their
It was just
budget
in the
or-
budget, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
motion to move
No,
money for
no.
purposes, yeah.
Well, we can't really move the money. It's just one line item might show overspent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And another one.
That's what happened when we got
It's the bottom
the
total
cameras, we
look
took
at.
it out of
Yeah.
vehicles. And so that shows us in the whole,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't
All
want
right,
you guys to get
so if
surprised.
anybody has any issues with it, speak now, otherwise we got our
And we'll watch it to make sure in December, if we can't get the equipment, if we need it for other things, if something would pop up, we'll use it for that, not for the equipment. We'll have to do that in 2018.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
guys.
you much.
Thank you.
All right, we got a few more minutes here. Sheila, did you have anything you wanted to come in, or just coming to listen?
I want to hear what you're going to do with that 605.
Oh, okay, gotcha. We got a couple minutes to start. Gary, did you have anything else? Nothing from Gary? Anything else, Maxine? All right. We got a couple minutes here. I suppose we can get started, we just won't take any action, so. Next on the agenda, we got the 605 Ventures LLC, discuss a vending proposal. Good morning, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I think you all have the proposal, that was in the packets. Any questions that I can initially answer for you, or this would be, candy machines are a good companion with ATMs. You wouldn't think that, but they really seem to go well together. So we kind of done that together as a package deal. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. You know, we're really looking at the ATM proposal, is what we're looking at. One thing that I really believe in is to give back to the community, the revenue sharing. I know a lot of ATM vendors do not do that, but to me that's kind of a big thing. So, one question I was going to visit with Sheila on, you know, one thing we'd like to do is automate things. Try and put everything as automation as possible. You know, I don't know, in your opinion, would you prefer that to be automated? Would you prefer a check so you can actually have a
I
paper
don't
trail?
want you putting money in my account.
Okay, and that's no problem. You know, we
Take your
have
hands
no
off
problem
her.
doing
Yeah,
the check every
It
month.
just gets to be more work.
Yep.
And I guess my concern, if I can speak.
Yes, please do.
I'm concerned about you taking away those Kiwanis fundraiser machines that he's talking about. And I guess with the ATM, my personal opinion is if it isn't broke, why do you want to mess with it? I mean, we've had such amazing service from that machine and absolutely no problems whatsoever. I know you're talking about a few dollars here, but
The more transactions, the more money that would go back to the county, the revenue share.
see
that
you
one
gotta
month
do
was
sales-
really high.
And you gotta do sales tax reports on those and, you know,
You do?
yeah, if you get revenue from them. So, you know,
That wouldn't be, what's the cost to the customer?
$3.
Same as here?
Correct.
I don't use those machines, so I
And like I said, you know, it's, you know, my company is fairly new. I've been in the ATM or financial industry business for over 17 years. You know, it's an opportunity. I'm looking at trying to grow my business here in Brown County, and I thought I'd at least approach you and see if there's something we can work together on.
You own the machines and you're a Brown County resident.
Correct.
Who owns that machine out there?
it started out to be a company in Spearfish. When I originally set this up, we weren't taking
Yeah.
debit and credit cards at that time. And then that was the only company that went out of Spearfish. They were servicing Rapid City and a number of the other counties, and that's when I contacted them to set it up here. And then over the years, that's been like 15 years, it's been sold, and aside from the information that's on the front of the ATM, I don't have any contact at all with them. You know, it just,
She's still out of Spearfish.
I don't know, I didn't even know for sure where they're at. But
Just curious.
and when we originally put it in, we put it in as a test to help us out, and then they did pay us, you know, 50 cents a transaction or a dollar, I can't remember way back when. And then when they came back, when they sold it, then they said there just wasn't enough activity to warrant coming out here and servicing the machine and paying us. So, and it is such a service to our
So if we get
customers.
$50 a month, then we have to back it out in order to calculate the sales tax on it, correct?
Well, I pay sales tax on the full $3. My company does. Now, whether I
Or
do...
then we could be like a sub underneath it and not
Yeah.
have to pay sales tax on
Yeah,
it.
but
And-
if we get If we get fees, we have to pay that.
Not if he's paying it on it first. I mean, if we can go as a sub on it.
I'm paying the sales tax on the full $3.
So are we like a subcontractor
Yes.
underneath that then?
You'd
So
be-
we don't
you'd be-
have, we'd be eliminated from doing the
Correct,
sales.
you'd be getting the 1099 at the end of the year as the income,
Yeah,
but I would pay the sales tax myself.
yeah.
And do you do other ones, do you do the ones at the fair?
I had 2 of them in the expo building at the fair this year. I also have one at the African Central High School, and then we have one at 3 other businesses here in town.
Who does the service work on it?
Me.
Okay.
There's not we don't call a vendor to come out from Fargo, Sioux Falls. We handle everything.
Are we currently under any kind of contract?
No, we aren't.
Okay.
And I don't know what kind of setup you are on those vending machines, you know, like say that's, somebody placed those for Kiwanis.
But
I don't
we
mind
don't have to
candy
go with the
machines.
2. We could go with just the ATM and leave Kiwanis where it's at,
Correct.
just because it's
Yeah.
a charitable organization, which kind of makes sense. I don't know how much that revenue it generates, but I guess I'd hate to kick Kiwanis out of here, to be
Yeah,
quite
no, I
honest.
have no problem just doing the ATM.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I agree with you, Doug. I think that'd be a good idea.
No.
So when you say, all we have to do is agree to the proposal, provide the 110 volt, and then tell what account we want it to go in.
Well,
Is it a long-term, do you want like a couple-year agreement?
normally I do a 1 year.
1
That
year.
way, you know, if for some reason something doesn't work right and you guys don't like me, or I'm doing something with the machine, you can cancel that within the 1 year.
I appreciate that.
And either party can terminate it within 30-day notice of the expiration of the term.
And you give a check instead of,
I do whatever Sheila and her department would prefer. If they prefer a check, we'll do the check.
okay, and would you check with the sales tax department and
Yes.
find out if
I will
we,
verify that.
if what we need to do so that we don't have to file tax?
Correct. I will make
I
sure.
would think a governmental unit, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that, and then I'll get the contract, if you guys are satisfied, get the contract ready, and get over to state attorney for their review.
Any other questions, concerns?
pays the phone bill?
It actually would be Ethernet line is what we do. I had to do with Mr. Severson, and he did say that would be not a problem to put that on Ethernet. So it'd actually be quicker than a phone line. They're actually more reliable. All the phone lines are required to be an analog line, which is great. Most of the businesses that have ATMs have that, but now the central processing offices of the phone companies are trying to run everything through digital. The digital actually interferes with the ATM. So we prefer to have everything on internet, and I have visited with him about that.
And there wouldn't be any cost of accounting then? for
Correct.
that? There is now with the phone service, I
Yeah.
imagine.
I gave up one of my phone lines because originally it was a line.
For this.
Yeah, but we're still paying a phone line.
All right, other questions or concerns?
So instead of a minus, we'll have a plus?
Yep. And we'll get an extra plus, we don't have to pay full.
That's what I mean, instead of a minus paying the phone bill.
I would make a motion that we authorize having them submit a contract to the state's attorney for review, and that based on the advice of the state's attorney, we can make a decision.
On the
Second.
ATM solely?
Just on the ATM, not the candy
Motion
machine.
from Sutton, second from Hanson. Any other questions on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Yep,
time.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Sheila.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Coffee all over
Oh, no.
myself. I gotta go high.
All right, that brings us to the end of the regular agenda. Any other items come up? Anything from the commissioners?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got set up for the Spanish translation
Oh.
service.
Oh,
We're
good.
gonna do the first and third Monday of every month, and, from 2 to 3:30, and we'll put notices, we did the notices in Spanish, and we'll display them in the courthouse, and give the different offices a handout sheet, and any of the offices can come down and get her then, but we'll just leave her at a desk in my office and try an hour and a half
Okay.
every other week to see how it works. So.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Even if the person, like, if they wanted to register to vote, or if
Yes,
they wanted to do
yes,
other business?
Yes, then I said, you know, but
start
we'll
with
leave
you.
her in one office so
Yep.
she doesn't have to run back and forth, but yes,
Okay,
we'll coordinate so everybody.
Thank you.
thanks for doing that.
Thanks, good job.
All right, any other issues? Larry, you got anything for us?
Nothing.
Anything from the folks in attendance?
Yeah, how much of that $3 is going towards, would go towards, the county? The
$3.
ATM?
That
Those are his
is
$3.
his.
Those are hit,
Ours is, I'll give you the, for number of transactions per calendar month, the first 1 to 50, we get 25 cents.
Okay.
The next 51 to 100, we get 50 cents on. 101 to 200 is 75 cents, and if it's over 201, it's $1. Amount of revenue is what that says.
And that comes out of the $3 that he collects.
Yeah. So he doesn't get $3, he gets whatever else back.
Depending on number of transactions. Any other questions? All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Hanson, seconded by Fishback. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll be adjourned until next week.
You guys